Welcome back. We've got a lot to show you. It's fall winter here at Trendsetter Yarns, and we just sent everything out to our sales reps. And now it's your turn to see what it's all about. So take the ride with me. We've got fun yarns, we've got exciting yarns, we've got textures, we've got some amazing colors. And here at Trendsetter, everything that we do has our name on it because we create it. We create it with a team of people that work in Italy. All of our yarns come from Italy, a few of them come from Turkey, but they're all designed with you in mind. And so stay with me here and let's tell the story of what Trendsetter's up to for fall winter 2019. We're going to start with Trendsetter Yarns now has a lookbook. In the past, we've never done a lookbook. We kind of do our patterns after the fact. We're starting out this year with a lookbook. It'll be something new and exciting. It has features of each of the new yarns that we're doing for the season. So keep your eyes open for our lookbook. It'll be ready for you pretty soon. You'll be able to buy it as a finished piece, or as we always do, each one of the patterns can be downloaded individually on our website, and we're also part of Ravelry, and we know that you all like Ravelry. It's a really neat place to go, find your patterns, download them, and keep them in your own little pattern vault to use when you want to. So once you have your patterns on Ravelry, you're going to come take a ride with us. Stick with me, I've got a lot to show you, and we're going to start with what's new for fall-winter 2019. And the very first yarn that we have is called Me. And indeed, it's called Me for one specific reason. When we saw the yarn, I started to knit it. Everything that we have here, I've knit, I've designed with, and I've played with. And this one in particular, as I knit it, I looked at my knitting partner, her name is Carrie, she comes with me on all of our adventures, and I looked at her and I said, I have got to buy this yarn. This yarn is me. So, indeed, it's called Me. I would knit it, I would wear it, I loved it, and it's something that I wanted to line for a really long time. So let me show you what Me is all about. What Me is 100% superwash wool. It's a thick and thin, it's merino tops, it's like a roving, and they put it through rollers to create a thick and thin texture out of it. And then in the dyeing process, it's sprayed. So it goes through a flat surface with sprayers that sit on top, and it sprays the colors right on it. So it doesn't saturate all the way through each of the colors. So it sits really pretty right on top. It has an amazing color range, all different shades, pastels, brights, earths, something for every style of skin, every hair color, every mood, and even colors that are designed for home decor. We'll have lots of fun designs out of it, and we've got lots of things that we'll show you along the way. What's also fun about it is that we've mixed it along with other yarns from the Trendsetter collection. One of the yarns that we're best known for is a yarn called Dune. And what everyone knows Dune for is that out of our 31 years, Dune has been a part of Trendsetter for 29. And it's as popular today as it was 29 years ago when we introduced it. It's a brushed mohair with a touch of metallic. You run the two strands together, but a lot of the colors of Me were dyed based off of the colors of Dune. So that if you have Dune in your stash, or if your favorite knitting store has it, wherever you want it, you can get it and you can mix things together. So we'll be doing sweaters and shawls and scarves all in combination. And the other yarn that we're using along with it is a yarn called Changes. And when you see the end of the skein, this is when you really get to see why it's called Changes. It's a boucle, it's a looped fiber, and the colors change from dark to light. And again, each of these have a combination that goes along with Me. But what's most exciting about Me is that Trendsetter's going high tech on this one. We've created a program called This Is Me. It has a hashtag called Me Yarn. It's all online, and it takes you to the website, it takes you to our program, and what we want you to do when you knit something out of Me is go ahead, take a picture of yourself, go to your LYS or your favorite knitting store, they will have a sign, you take a picture, you send it in to us, and we will post you on Instagram, on Facebook, and the Trendsetter website, and we'll be giving away t-shirts that say, This is Me, I'm a Trendsetter. We're going to have lots of prizes and lots of ways for you to celebrate Me along with me. So this is the first piece that we've done out of Me. We didn't do anything really complicated. This uses two different colors, each for 2 rows, with a really neat little slip stitch pattern. It actually is one long rectangle, and in sewing it together, we just offset the seam. So it can be a scarf, it can be a cowl, and the front of it flips over. On the back side, we put a real fun little tassel, 1 ball each of 2 colors. The next piece that we did out of me is done with cables. 3 different cables, all headed in the same direction, each with a different twist. The other thing that we did is we started with an 11 needle, went to a 13, and ended with a 15, so that it has a nice stretch to it. Keep it open and leave it as a scarf, or you can do what we did. We sewed part of it together. You take the tail, you poke the tail through, and now your head goes right here. The cable shows in detail, and this can be as long as you need it to be. 3 skeins of me, and you can turn me into something for you. So, we're done with me for the moment, and we're going to move on. The next yarn in the Trendsetter collection is a yarn called Wish. And this one was named Wish because when I saw it, it has little colored speckles. And every time I think about wish and making a wish, I look up in the sky and I see all the stars and I see all the colors. And inside of this yarn, it is a wool base and it has a polyamide fleck woven into it. So it's very much a traditional Donegal tweed. It's 2 plies twisted. The Donegal tweeds are injected right into the fiber. It comes in a beautiful hank, and they're all solid colors with really beautiful technicolors that are injected right inside of it. And as you knit it, you're going to wish that you had more yarn. So you know what? There's always another color that you can make a wish on. You won't have to make any wishes, you'll just have to knit your wishes and they all come true. And the first piece that we did here is done based off of a rib. It's a really beautiful rib where parts of it go straight and part of it, using a cable needle, move it from side to side. It's a great piece designed for men, for women, an absolute unisex top. And if I can find the time, we may even do some kids versions of it as well. So check out online and see what we do. The next piece that we did out of Wish is a classic pullover. We're real concerned about bodies and how things fit on the body. So we know that as we age, we get a little bit bigger on the bottom, right down here. And what we've done is we've created an A-line effect with a dart or a miter that runs right up the center. A long time ago, we used to put shaping on the side. Now, everything's directly in the center, coming straight up to the bust. No sleeves, sleeveless, but the instructions will have sleeve instructions in case you want to make a long sleeve. The best part about it is that, as you can see here, when you wear it, it ruffles. It stays as a straight piece on the body, and it flares nicely as you wear it. Super soft, great for everybody's style. And the last piece that we did in Wish is a real classic. Everyone has a beautiful pair of black slacks in their wardrobe. So what we've done here is we've created a top that uses 2 different colors, black and gray. We kept the dart theme going, A-lined, but this time with 2 darts that come up in the center. They start at the waist, they come up just under the bust. And then at the neckline, there's 1 button, a collar that folds over, and a little insert that doesn't go the whole entire way, kind of like a dickie. It's set on the inside, it's tacked at the shoulders, so it looks like you're wearing a vest over a turtleneck, and there's a great turtleneck collar. So we've kept it all in line for you, we've given it all to you, so come make a wish for yourself. And next, we have a yarn called Evolution. For this yarn, it combines everything that we love. It's 100% merino. It's a pure fiber. It is not twisted plies, but it's merino tops. That is, again, spun down very, very fine. And the way that it's dyed is it's multicolored on the outside, and then it goes to a very subtle shading on the inside, all within 1 skein of yarn. The best part about it is that there's no knots tying the color changes together. There's 440 yards on here, and it's all 1 continuous fiber. So we're really excited about Evolution. And in fact, we think we're going to start a revolution with Evolution. So this is the yarn that starts out as shaded all the way down one side. And then on the opposite side, it goes from dark to completely light. So again, multicolored at the beginning of the skein. In the center are the shades. And indeed, that's what happens. So here's the outside, There's the inside. Bottom of the sweater up, side to side. One sleeve multicolored, the other sleeve solid. And on the back, you get a little bit of everything. So this is one of those cases where let the yarn do the work. Knit it from the ball, wherever the colors go, you're in control. After evolution, we jazzed it up a bit. What we've done next is paradigm. And the word paradigm means seeing two different things out of one picture. And what we've done here is given you two different views of the same yarn. It all goes from dark to light within a color format. Sometimes we tell a color story, like in here we went from chocolate brown through peach to cream. And other times we just picked our favorite colors and let the colors shade and blend, but it's an elongated dye. It also starts out as mostly merino, but the best part about it is that there's a beautiful little metallic. The metallic is laid on top, and as the fiber is spun, the metallic is injected right in. So it stays in place, it gives it really a top layer sparkle, and it keeps it beautiful. Good for evening, good for everyday wear, and you're just going to want to play with all the colors. With paradigm, it's all shaded. As you can see in the skein, this one went from chocolate brown all the way out to vanilla. In the sweater, this is a poncho. It's knit sideways as one long piece, sewn together over a shoulder, and then we knit a cuff on it. It's the perfect triangle with a great collar. If you don't like ponchos, if they don't fit your body style, then leave the sleeves, cuffs off, and the collar off, and you have a perfect rectangle that you can wear as a wrap or a shawl. But it's all about the colors, and one side changes to the other. The best part about Paradigm is the fact that it has amazing yardage. So what I'm showing you now is one skein, and it is a really beautiful shawl. It has a great lace effect in it, done with yarn overs created in small and large diamonds. It starts out with black at one end, goes through all the shades to the chocolate browns, and ends up at vanilla. And all of that within one skein. And if you decide to make it longer, you can take the next skein, because the color changes are identical, and work it in reverse. So one skein from the outside to the inside, the next one inside to outside. Completely up to you. And then you can completely have fun by taking Paradigm and blending it with other yarns. What we've done here is a beautiful cape. And the cape is a mixture of 3 different yarns. So we've used Paradigm from Trendsetter, we've used Silk Hair Print from Lana Grossa, and a yarn called Infinity, which is a textured cotton yarn, also from Trendsetter. Each one's used for one row. We start at the top with 13 stitches, end up at the bottom when you have just enough yarn to bind off. Plain stockinette, increase along the way, lace at the bottom. So no Paradigm for you unless you create a Paradigm for your wardrobe. When it comes to luxury, Trendsetter does it right. This is the brand new yarn that we called Placid. And it's named Placid because it is very still. It's a very still fiber because of all the different pieces that are involved in it. When you're using a yarn, whether it's from us or from anybody, what I always suggest is that you take it and you look at the end. Open up the fiber and see the construction. This is what you're paying for. So in this one, it has a chain. It's a cage that sits on the outside of the yarn. So when I pull it, you can see that it doesn't have a lot of give. The best part about it is that it's mostly cashmere, merino, and silk. And all of those raw fibers are injected in the inside. So it's like a piece of pantyhose with all the fibers on the inside, almost like your leg, okay? Where the pantyhose hugs your leg, it's like a glove over all the natural fibers. But the best part about it is that within a 50-gram ball, you've got about 120 yards. And for a yarn this thick to have that kind of yardage means it's going to stay very soft, very light, and perfect for year-round use. It's called Placid again because the yarn is very still. There's not a whole lot of texture. The texture is created in the creation of the yarn. It has that cage with all the beautiful cashmeres and merinos injected right on the inside. There's a thickness to it, but no weight, and also lots of elasticity. What I have to show you here is our poncho, and the poncho is done in multiple stitch patterns. So you can do box patterns, ribbed patterns, you can even do lace patterns. This is done as one piece up and over. When you sew it together, you leave the top part open and it creates a really beautiful sailor collar. On the opposite side, same stitches, different order. And there you have Placid. That's the new collection for Trendsetter. Those are all the yarns that are brand new to the table, brand new to the warehouse, and brand new to you. What we've done next is for some of our favorites, we've added new colors. Old yarns become new again when we add new colors. One of our favorites from last season is a yarn called Icon. What made this yarn so successful is that I did a really beautiful jacket that was in Vogue knitting. And they did a 2-page spread. It was a gorgeous cardigan with a beautiful crisscross design on it. And this yarn has a cotton base. The cotton is a boucle, so there's a texture. And then what we've done is inject brushed alpaca. All the alpaca is combed, brushed, and injected inside the boucle. So it is just one yarn when you knit it. It's not multiple plies that you have to worry about moving. And the yarn stays very, very soft because it is brushed. You get color shading, color detail, and really good yardage. Best part about it, super, super soft, really easy to knit, and something that you're gonna love as much as I do. It'll become iconic in your wardrobe. What you can see here that I didn't really get to show you in the video part are the beautiful sequins that are in here. They're done at random, they're all iridescent, and the light absolutely picks it up. So it looks like little snowflakes in your sweater. This is a real classic rectangle, has raglan sleeves, and we've done a great fishtail design right up the center. We kept it simple, perfect for skiing, perfect for wearing around the house, and just a really great classic pullover. Also an icon, we played with what happens when you use multiple colors. In this piece, we played with 2 colors. We played with charcoal and black. And in knitting them, 2 rows are done all the way across, and then it's half and half. So it's 4 rows, 2 rows, and opposite on the other side. And it's playing with things linear. Looks great on the body, so for everyone who's concerned about stripes going across their body, this takes care of that part. Beautiful texture, really simple design, nice and straight up, and the same front and back. We just finished LYS Day. For those of you who don't know what that means, it's Local Yarn Store Day. And as a company, our source is your local yarn store. We sell all of our products only to local yarn stores, and we need to keep them in business. So for that, a special day was created called LYS Day. And with that, our company created Merino Eclipse. It's 100% superwash merino. Again, as you can see, it's an elongated dye, but in this case, it goes through one color story, dark to light within a color, and every ball of yarn is exactly the same. So if you're trying to match your 2 fronts, you're knitting from sleeve to sleeve, you're knitting something where the color changes matter to you, you're in control because we've designed it where every color change stays in the same place. As 100% merino, it's completely washable, and there's a beautiful color range and really free pattern support. And this is what we've done out of it. We kept it really simple. What we did is use the yarn from outside to inside for one sleeve. And for the other sleeve, we did it outside, inside, inside, outside. You pick the direction. We wanted it when it's worn for each side to be different. Right now, this is one piece, so we call it the sleeve scarf. So when you wear it, the sleeves come around the body and they hang straight down right in front. Keep it simple, have fun, and let the colors do all the work. And then also, what we've loved about this is doing things for the home. What I can say from experience is that this piece has been the #1. It's the piece that everyone's loving to do because you're doing a really creative butterfly pattern, and the butterfly pattern moves from piece to piece. 1 panel makes a scarf, 2 make a wrap, and 3 make a blanket, so you can make it as a lap throw. And each section uses only 1 ball. So 1 ball for a scarf, 2 for a wrap, and 3 for a lap throw. So your LYS Day gets to stay with you forever. So check your LYS, keep them in business, and enjoy your LYS Day yarn. called Merino Eclipse. Another yarn that's been in the Trendsetter collection for probably 25 of our 30 years is a yarn called Blossom. What I love about Blossom is people want something for babies. We're tired of pure acrylic. We don't want to put merino on babies. So this is a polyamide. It's a really soft, super soft base, and the colors are injected right into it. So it's a chain that runs down the center. The fiber is injected in, along with a really beautiful multicolor that flips in and out at random. In the past, we've done only solid colors with a little multicolor in it. What we've done to jazz it up is add it to the Trendsetter hand dye collection, and it's called Blossom Shade. So it goes from dark to light within one color family. It's a 150 gram hank, and it's sold by the hank. So one skein does a great scarf, 2 skeins will do a jacket, 3 will do a blanket. Great for babies, great for you, and it keeps Blossom going in our hearts. There's always room for more to blossom within your wardrobe and within your knitting stash. Another one of our favorites is a yarn called Zuka. And in Italian, Zuka means pumpkin. And everyone goes, well, that's just a really weird name for a yarn. Why would you call a yarn pumpkin? The honest answer for that is the very first color that the factory showed me was orange, and it looked just like a pumpkin. I was first learning Italian. I learned the word Zuka, and that's how it got its name. That's about as extreme as it gets with us here. It is also a chain base, and all the fiber is injected right inside. Super soft. Most of the time people mix this with Dune, with some of our other yarns. It makes a really light jacket. It feels really good on the body. And right now, with the way fashion is, people are using this a lot for accessories and home decor. So this is what we've done with Zuka. It has that little fur effect, and it's done for 2 rows. And here's the fur part of it. And then also using one of our other favorites, we've picked Dune. So it's 2 rows of each, 2 rows of Zuka, 2 rows of Dune, knit from side to side. You start with a point, increase along one edge, and then decrease along the other. Very, very simple, but a great look when it's all done. 2 classics from Trendsetter become a classic in your wardrobe. Last season, we introduced a yarn called Union. And we called it Union because it brings 2 things together. It brings together recycled merino and recycled acrylic. And they're recycled because they go out and they find sweaters made out of both of these fibers. They shred them, respin them, recycle them, and blend them together so that we're not creating something new and wasting fiber. We're reusing and recycling. It stays super, super soft, and by blending the 2 fibers together when it's dyed, it stays one solid color, and it doesn't get the tweed or the blend of the wool and the acrylic. What we've done most with this are things for kids. Great for babies, great for home decor, perfect hat, gauntlets, gloves, accessories. It's also really nice for men. And within the Trendsetter collection, because we do so many textures, so many things with metallic, we don't have a lot of yarns that are great for men. So finally, Union. Yay for us. We've got yarn that we can knit and we can have for men. And then the very last yarn for the fall-winter season is a yarn called Merino 6 Melange. It's a very classic superwash merino. The single-ply wool is made by Zegna, and it uses suiting fabric. It uses the single-ply wool that they use for suits and multiple ply it together into a 6-ply, and then they tweed it or they melange it. The best part about it is the colors are not solid. They're all heathered or blended, and they're absolutely beautiful. They feel luxurious. It's absolutely washable. And another thing that's new for it is that working with Lana Grossa, which you'll see a little bit later, Lana Grossa is the largest company in Germany. And what we do with them is we're their distributor. So we've partnered with them, and they're doing a really neat book that has gorgeous yarns and gorgeous sweaters like the Merino Melange. So there's a lot of good things happening here at Trendsetter. Thanks for coming on this ride with me. Sit tight, we've got more to show you. I'll come back and see you soon.